Hey everybody, we're back with another short video on the college application process. Today we're going to look at part 3, which is academics and helping to choose your senior year courses and knowing what to do in that last year of high school leading up to your college application and college acceptance and the rest of your life. So as you probably already know, the biggest year that goes into your college application, probably the most important year of high school, is your junior year. Junior year is the last full year of evidence that the college admissions counselors will see prior to making a decision on your acceptance. So that's really important, but don't overlook the importance of what you put on your senior year schedule, because they're going to want to see that the college admissions counselors are going to want to see that you're continuing to keep up with a rigorous program and that you're continuing to do well in your senior year. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about what to put on your senior year schedule. So academics is the biggest part of the Big Five that we talked about in the introduction, right? Your academics, the rigor on your schedule, your activities, your community involvement, and your test scores. So with academics being the biggest part of that, you really want to make sure that you're thorough and well-rounded in the academic program that you have. So college acceptance really is about the past performance because they're looking for evidence. They want to be able to determine your future potential by the performance that you have put forth in high school. They need clues as to what your future is going to look like. So academics and your transcript is where they're going to look. Know that A's and B's are really good, right? A's and B's are always good grades for your transcript. All A's obviously are better, as long as you don't compromise the rigor on your schedule. So in other words, don't take a bunch of courses because they're easier, just for the sake of making them easier. I mean, if you're going to take a course that is not honors, not AP, that's okay, as long as there's a reason for it other than it's going to help you slide by. So don't just try to get A's by taking courses that don't challenge you. You know, you're not going to have as much fun in those classes. You're not going to be as engaged and stimulated. And if you've gone from taking APs and honors and a very rigorous schedule, and then all of a sudden it got really light really fast, that's not going to help you. Take challenging and relevant courses, and think about both of those words, challenging and relevant. Just like you shouldn't take courses because they are too easy, you shouldn't just be taking courses because they're really hard, right? You should be taking them because you're interested in them, you're going to be engaged in them, it's relevant to your future plans. And you get into your senior year and you have a lot more flexibility and a lot more choice in what you take. You don't have to take a lot of the graduation requirements. Those have been taken care of. But you should be looking for a good blend of what you're interested in and the most challenging courses that you can take in the areas that you're interested. I'll give you one example. A lot of students will steer away from our anatomy and physiology course because it's not an honors course. And you know, you're not going to get the GPA bump for that. But if that's something that's really interesting to you, the GPA bump shouldn't matter. Your class rank shouldn't matter. If you're going into nursing or anything to do with the medical profession, anatomy and physiology is a perfectly good course for you to take. And your college admissions counselors will see that. If you're applying for a nursing program and you've got anatomy on your transcript, that's a good thing. All right, that's far better than the extra 0.04 that it's going to give you for a GPA bump. So do consider that. Relevant courses are as important as challenging courses. And keep that in perspective. avoid the senior slide. Avoid just cruising to the finish and having a nice, easy year. I get lots of students that are rising juniors. They're sophomores going into their junior year, and they want to pile everything into that junior year and make it a really hard year. Have 7 courses and all honors, all AP. And they'll actually say to me, well, I want to do that so that my senior year can be really easy. And that's not good time management. That's not good management of your stress and all the things that will go into your schedule. So try to balance those years out. Try to make sure that there is rigor and challenge in every year. There is relevance in your schedule every year. And don't just try to have that super easy senior year. So keeping yourself challenged will help combat senioritis. If you're not interested in your classes, it's going to be much harder to engage in them when April and May of your senior year roll around, or even earlier for some students. So keeping yourself challenged and keeping involved in relevant classes helps keep the year interesting, and it helps keep you engaged throughout the whole year. So the other thing I want to do is I'm giving you an example here, and I took some screenshots from the College Board website, and this is Columbia University. So it's an Ivy League school, highly selective, and on the College Board website you can look at the curriculum that you need to use while you're in high school to be considered for acceptance at one of these types of universities. So as you can see, they require you to do 4 years of English. They require you to do 3 years of a foreign language, and they recommend a 4th year. This is one of the reasons why we at Bangor High School really encourage first-year students, freshmen, to get started in a foreign language right away, just in case you find yourself wanting a university that has that 3 or 4 year requirement for a foreign language. They require 3 years of history. To graduate from Bangor High School, you only need Geocivics and U.S. History, but to get into Columbia University, you need 1 more year of a history, a world history or an AP history course, something like that. They require 3 years of math, and they recommend a 4th year. At Bangor High School, you need the 3.5 years of math to graduate, so no problem there. 3 years of science, they all have to be lab courses. So, and then electives. So there's it's helpful to know what your plans are after high school so that you can really start to shape and form what you're doing in high school. That's why we talk to 9th graders about, start formulating that career plan and what you might want to do after high school so that you can explore those options while you're in high school and take relevant courses. So just taking a peek through the offerings for senior, I have cut and paste onto this slide the listing that we have here at Bangor High School for courses within each department. So if you're thinking about your senior year schedule, you have lots of options. This is the English department. Every senior has to take an English class, and you have to pick one of the ones from this list here. So a level 1 or a level 2 senior English, you could take the AP class, you could do a dual enrollment class through the University of Maine system that we offer here in the building. So you have to take one of these. But when you start to look at senior year and you have to take math, you have to take English, that's about it. Those are the only department-based requirements that you probably have left. But you need to take 6 classes. So what are the other 4 that you're going to take? Look at all of the options that you have here that can help you in so many ways as you move forward into college. A dual enrollment public speaking class, for example. You're going to get college credit for that. Virtually every student going to college has to take a communications class. It's probably going to be public speaking. So why not get that done in high school? And so, you got some great options to really strengthen your senior year schedule. The same thing is true in math. We have dual enrollment classes. We require 3.5 credits. You should get the full 4. shouldn't be thinking about dropping a math class for the second semester of your senior year. So statistics is an interesting one that many students, the vast majority of students, might be required to do that in college. So get it done while you're here in high school. In science, the same thing is true. You've taken your 3 years of science probably. Take a fourth year. There's a dual enrollment option here. There are 3 AP options, depending on your strength in science, as well as things like computer science principles, marine and wildlife biology, anatomy, which I mentioned before, and astronomy. There's a wide variety of choices there. The history department is also well known for having lots of AP and level 1 type courses to fill your schedule with. One of the things that I might recommend with this short video is pause for a moment on the screen and take a look at some of the options. And if you need to make some changes, contact your school counselor over the summer or right before the school year starts to discuss some of these changes. World language is also continuing within your world languages, or if you haven't taken one yet, consider picking one up. French, Spanish, Chinese, and sign language are all offered at Bangor High School. The business department, sometimes a well-kept secret here, but AP Economics is an incredibly valuable and relevant class that has 2 AP exams attached to it. So there would be a potential to get 6 college credits just by taking that one class and then doing well on the exams. But there's a lot of choices here. Personal finance is something that is an easy class academically speaking, but it's also highly relevant to every student of every ability level and every interest. So that class fills up quite quickly every year, but it's something that is incredibly worthwhile. So you should consider something there. In art, maybe you've already taken your art credit and you're looking for that 6th class, or whether you love art or not, there's lots of great options here. Art is not just painting and drawing and sculpting. It's also graphic design. It's also singing, band, orchestra. It's also theater. There's so many good choices here, and you should be looking to not only strengthen your schedule, but to diversify it a little bit as well. So consider something in the arts. In vocational areas, JROTC is an excellent program. Co-op is a lot of job training skills that are very valuable. And PE, if you're doing anything that would be physical therapy, athletic training, anything like that, one of the PE elective courses is certainly a good choice for you. And then, of course, there's UTC. All of these courses have college credits that are attached to them. And one thing I want to point out about UTC, maybe you're not considering a career in any of these trades, but just think about how valuable something like, where is it here on the list? Emergency medical, right here. You can be certified as an EMT. What a great thing to put on a resume. What a great part-time job to have while you're in college. Same thing with culinary arts. Maybe you are all set up with the academic courses that you need at Bangor High School, but now you need something, again, whether or not that's a career that you want to go into, those would be valuable skills to have even if you don't work in that field. Because as you go through college, you're going to need a part-time job, and having those skills is going to give you something that will probably pay you more than minimum wage, or that will be an incredible resume builder as you move forward into a career. I talked with a student just recently who's going to major in education and wants to be a teacher, and was interested in going to UTC, and the emergency medical piece was something that I really recommended, because can you imagine being EMT certified and or CNA certified and going into education? you would essentially be like a secondary school nurse, and that would be a skill set that would be highly attractive to a school when hiring a teacher. So there's lots of options there. You don't have to be in that career field, but certainly if you are, I mean, there's a lot of great stuff there. So so that's it. You think about that senior schedule, think about what you're going to put in there, and help make it be something that is going to connect to your future. And always don't forget this: if you don't know what your future holds in store for you, all of these courses, whichever department that we're talking about at Bangor High School or United Technology Center, these are the things that will help you discover what you don't know yet. Right? If you think about your future and you say, I don't know what I'm going to do, high school is a perfect opportunity for you to explore many different options. Right? So give these a look over. You can rewind this video and pause on the different departments if you want to look at some of those options. And then certainly, if you have questions, contact your school counselor to review your schedule. Just remember that summer hours are thinned out a little bit, and your counselors are not going to be attentive to your questions on a daily basis. But send us questions, emails, phone calls, and we get back to it as soon as we reconnect and help you get set up for your next year. So that has been part 3, talking about your senior schedule. The next video in the series will be activities and service and building your experience outside the classroom. I hope this was informative and look forward to seeing you in part 4. Have a great day.